In this video, we're going to look at updating our ASP.NET Core 2.1 to the ASP.NET Core 2.1.401. And specifically what we're going to update, we'll start with Visual Studio itself to make sure we're on the right version. Then we'll upgrade the .NET Core SDK. So without further ado, let's get into a demo and I'll show you how to update. So to start our demonstration, let's open up Visual Studio and we'll go to Tools, Get Tools and Features. And this will bring up the Visual Studio installer. And while we're waiting for that to update itself, let's quickly switch back to Visual Studio and go ahead and close it, because the Visual Studio installer doesn't always like it when Visual Studio is running at the same time. So it's always a good idea to close Visual Studio while you're updating Visual Studio. So we're going to let this finish updating itself. There we go. And now if you look at the bottom right, you'll see a button that is right now disabled called Modify. Now it's enabled, so that's the button we want to click. And this is going to take just a minute to finish downloading and updating itself. So I'm going to pause recording here and we'll come back when it's finished. So you can see it's finished updating itself now. And if you look toward the top of the page there, right under where it says Visual Studio Community 2017, you'll note that I'm already updated to 15.8.2, which at the time of recording is the most recent version. Just below that, you'll see a Modify button. Yours may say Update. That's to be expected. Go ahead and click Update now so you can update to the latest version of Visual Studio, and then go ahead and move through the rest of the wizard. It's a pretty simple matter. But for right now, that's all there is to updating Visual Studio. Next, we're going to go into updating our SDK. So we'll pause recording here and get ready for that. To update our SDK, we need to go to a website. That's microsoft.com/net/download. You can see I'm already there. And toward the top, you'll see it says .NET Downloads, then it says Windows, then it says .NET Core. Then you scroll down a little bit and you'll see the .NET Core SDK button. Download .NET Core SDK. And if we hover over that, you'll notice that it's going to download the .NET SDK 2.1.401. So I'm going to go ahead and let that download. All right, so that is finished downloading. We're going to go ahead and open it up and click Run. And I'll minimize the browser window in the background so it's a little easier to see. Now we'll just click the Install button, and we give this some time to install itself. Once this is finished installing, so we can see that we are now updated to .NET Core SDK 2.1.401. That's all there is to updating Visual Studio and the .NET SDK. So let's jump back into some slides and see what we've done, get a quick summary. So just a quick summary of what we've accomplished in this short video. First, we installed the latest update to Visual Studio, and that's 15.8.2 at the time of recording. Then we downloaded and installed the latest .NET Core SDK, which is 2.1.401. We did that so that we'll be able to use the latest template for creating our website. And that is the topic of our next video, creating the website. I look forward to having you there.